Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. Please like and subscribe. Pop over to Patreon if you're interested in any guidance with your mediumship. I do beginners and also do a more intermediate level of people who've got some experience with their mediumship. My technique of teaching is not the same as everyone else's. I try and work outside of the box, if you like. I don't teach exactly the same way. And as I was describing to a lady last night, one of the students last night, I teach differently because you are different. That's why I do that. We are all individual. We all work differently. We all have strong side to our mediumship. Some are very clairvoyant, some are clairaudient. They're all different aspects of how we work. And I think it's important, what I try and do early on in the teaching side of things is get a grasp of who you are, how I think it best that you will be able to work. So it's very individual, it's very personal. It's the way I work is I will speak to you, I'll get to know you, get to know where you're at, if you like, and I get a feeling and a sense of the direction that you need to take. I find it a lot better way of guiding people, especially early on, because to me, there's no such thing as mass teaching. You cannot teach a room full of people the same techniques because it won't work for everybody. We are all different, and it's all about building that personal relationship with the energy and the spirit that works with you. And that energy around you will have a different way of blending depending on self. There will be different aspects of the way they communicate with you depending on self again. There's lots of different techniques that are taught that just do not work for people, because at the end of the day, I like to take time in getting to know who you are and understanding your energy. And having spoken with Spirit many moons ago about the teaching that was out there, I've got some writing somewhere which I will share with you at a later date, notes that I took as I blended with Spirit and asked that question: what are we doing wrong? Why are we not getting that communication how we used to be able to get it years ago? And there are a few things that they mentioned there which made perfect sense to me. And one of the things that they highlighted was the importance of the blending of the teacher with student. I can't remember word for word how they put that, but that is something they were trying to highlight. Is the importance of the blending of the energy of the teacher with the student. Those energies must gel, they must understand one another, be able to work with one another, and that way the guidance is more precise, it is more beneficial for the student, because you build that understanding of one another. So like I said, it's not just as important for me to get to know you, it's just as important for you to get to know me, so we can work together and we can virtually walk that pathway towards your goal of better communication, better sensing, better clairvoyance, whichever path you decide to take. And it's all about you, the individual, your energy that we work with. And it does seem to work very well. I've got students that have struggled for quite a while, and in a matter of just one lesson that we had, I'll call it a lesson, it's guidance, it's not like a classroom at all. It's after one of these lessons that we actually worked together, it was obvious where the energy was lacking. I just pointed that student in the right direction, and immediately some of the information that she is getting for friends is is absolutely astounding. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to mention any names for obvious reasons, but very proud of the fact that she built the trust and she built the courage to go and do that reading. Very proud of her. She's done extremely well. And like I said, the information that she gave to her friend was absolutely astounding. I was very proud of her. And maybe she'll be watching this video and she'll certainly know who she is. So yes, I'm very proud. So that is enough on what I do for teaching. I want to talk about really I guess it's kind of linked, is what you are trying to achieve for yourself. Obviously, you have your own personal reasons why you're doing the training. You have your own reasons as to why you want to be a medium, why you want to work with mediumship. Not necessarily always just mediumship. There's healers as well, people who enjoy the healing side of things. The light work is variable. There's all sorts of different aspects to that. So it's obviously up to you. You will have a sense of where you want to go with this. So intent, again, I've mentioned it a few times, is very important. It's important that when you sit, you have that heartfelt intent of what it is you are trying to achieve, because spirit will, that is, be like a magnet to spirit. Okay, they will sense that intent. They will sense your desire to communicate, to do whatever it is you want to do, the healing or passing on messages from loved ones. They will sense what it is you're trying to achieve. So it's a bit like if you go into a store without your shopping list and having no idea of what it is you've gone in there for, it's a bit of a pointless exercise. So it's important that early on, you know what it is, you know what you want to try and achieve with your mediumship. It may well be just one-to-one readings, demonstrations. You may well want to work in the churches. Now, you will have a number of options open to you. So, it's important that that intent is there and that goal is there, and that goal is achievable simply through trusting those helpers and guides that are around you. Trust is something that most of students mention. It's having the trust in that energy that works with you. And it's something, obviously, you build that over a period of time. You need really to understand the fact that whenever you are working for spirit, okay, they are present. They will be there for you. If communication is weak, it's not because spirit have walked away, have left you on your own. It's simply because you are not got that line of communication open. They will be there. That word trust, it gets brought up a number of times, but believe me, they are there. So when I talk about sitting in the power and learning, sensing what feeling you get when spirit are present, it's the purpose of that is just for you really to calm down. Okay, is because once you get that sensation, be it that tingling in the third eye gets mentioned a lot, maybe a whisper, maybe a cold breeze across your face. There are a number of different ways spirit will let you know that they're present, but it's for your benefit. They are just saying, listen, we are here. In theory, okay, they are always there. But I'm a believer in the fact that spirit understands that you may well be just a little bit nervous, and that, what happens if I don't get anything, and I'm going to feel an idiot. Spirit are aware that may well be the way you are feeling, and they will give you that. It's a kind of spiritual hug, if you like. We are here just to calm you down. Like I said, in theory, okay, they will not just walk away from you. They are there. So if you have either like a bad reading or anything along those lines, or one-to-one on a demonstration, you're struggling a little bit, just calm down. They are there. Just realise that that line of communication that you've got in place is not quite right. So you need to just send out a thought to them and explain that I'm not hearing, I'm not seeing, please draw closer. They will do that for you. But never, ever think, I'm getting nothing, they're not here. They will always be there. It's a natural energy that is around us all the time. Not necessarily in communication, but within atmosphere. It is literally a veil. Okay? So, sitting in the power, it's been mentioned about the expansion side of things, and I've tried to help people with that simply by, you need to understand sitting in the power is a label that has been given to sitting in that silence, which, like I've said before, is part of many different traditions in meditation. But sitting in the power, you are sitting in the silence as you would in meditation, but you are practicing a different energy release, if you like. You are expanding outwardly with sitting in the power, whereas with meditation, you are going within. So you are expanding. So it's been mentioned a few times that I just cannot stop my mind from working away whilst I'm trying to sit in the power. Things like what we're going to have for dinner tomorrow. Or did I turn the cooker off? And these little thoughts keep popping in, which for a lot of people say it's so off-putting, I just can't silence my thought. No, the monkey brain, as it's called. It's where it chatters away when you're trying to get, some people suffer with it when they're trying to get to sleep and things. A good way of controlling the thought processes that are coming into your mind is through observation, because the mind finds it very difficult to observe something intensely and chatter away. It struggles with doing those two things at once. So a good way, what I have found as well in the past, is if you use that third eye technique that I taught in another video, where you become aware of that space in front of the third eye, in front of the forehead. Now, if you observe that, just in your silence, observe it. Okay, there'll be lights, there'll be colours, there'll be all sorts of wonderful things. Just observe it. Don't take note of it. Don't try and work out what it is, what it is shape of. Don't do that. Just observe it. Then as you observe something, like I said, you will find it will start to ease that thought process that is annoying you whilst you're trying to sit in that peace. So give that one a try and see if that helps. So your expansion, and as I was explaining the other evening to somebody, as you sit in that silence, in that peace, you can, obviously being aware of your breathing helps an awful lot. So being aware of that in its own sense is observation, which will help, like I said, it will help with stopping the thought processes that are so annoying. So your expansion, if you struggle with the chest technique, like I said, use the third eye. Use that third eye technique. And you will find over a period of time, sitting in that peace and reaching out and observing that space in front of your third eye. As you do that, as you get drawn into that, that is, in a way, that is you expanding out. You are expanding self outwardly as you get drawn into it, and you will find that that space will become lighter. And it does. It becomes lighter. For me, I sense the brightness as I start to merge with energy around me, as spirits start drawing close, gets more intense. For some people, it's left. Some people, it's on the right. Doesn't matter. There is no rule book. Like I've said before, work naturally, work peacefully. What works for you is all that we're looking for here. We are not trying to get to page 36 on how to be a medium. Light will be there, it will happen there, it will happen there. No, what you're looking for here is what is going to work for you. So as you sit in that peace, as you are expanding outwardly, you will sense presence. It will come, believe me. And as you sense that presence, you will find that, if you like, the darkness with eyes closed starts to brighten, and you will get an area where you feel and sense presence of spirit, and that will be so much lighter to the point where it will become quite bright. And that is literally energy that will start to merge, will be merging with self, with you, with your energy. Obviously, you will either start to see image, or you will start to sense an energy type. Maybe you may feel that it's a male energy there. Maybe you will feel it's a female energy there. You may well sit with the intent of discovering your guides, your helpers. And I've had it said as well, where I wanted to know the name of my guide, and I've been asking and asking and asking, and I haven't got a name. So therefore they're not that. No, they are there. You must understand that the name element is something that we create as human beings. It's not in spirit. It is unimportant. It's not important in spirit. If you, like I've mentioned in the past, if you imagine that energy may well have manifested many times within the human body, and may well have had a number of names through those different existences. If we give our helper, our guide, a name, they will react to that name. So we can call our guides, our helpers, whatever we so wish. We may feel comfortable with a certain name for them. So if you do, use it. They are aware that when you are asking for that energy by name to draw close, they are aware that you are relating to them, because that is the name you have given. There are many people who believe that the names of their helpers and their guides are their real names, and that's who they are. They are manifests of many life forms, of many lifetimes, I should say. So these energies that we are working with as guides, okay, are very high evolved beings. There is an element of guidance from family, and we are more than aware of who they are. But if we're lucky enough to be using and working with evolved beings to help us with our mediumship, to help us develop, to work with us whilst we're giving readings, if we are fortunate enough to have that, then, like I said, the label you give them is the label you have given them, not necessarily what they have given you. So you can call your energy your guide Sitting Bull, you can call your energy your guide whatever. It may well be that through one lifetime that energy may well may well have been American Indian at some point, through its existence, through its growth, through its process. And you may well pick that up. So, and you may well decide to call that energy Sitting Bull. That energy will come when you think, or you send that thought out for them to come and work with you. That is your label, not theirs. Many people will argue that. Fine, absolutely fine. I respect that. So we are sitting in the power. We've either got the hang of expanding through the chest technique, or we have decided to try and work third eye. There are a number of different techniques out there, and over the years these techniques have changed. Some have been dropped. There are new ones appearing all the time. There are all different sorts of techniques. Doesn't matter how many techniques there are. What matters is it works for you personally. That's all that matters. And I get people say, can be very shy somewhere. Some of the students are very shy in saying what works for them. And I totally respect what works for them, because I am not somebody who will try and stop that technique and go on to a different one because it says so in the book or somebody has taught me that. No, I will work with how you work. If it works for you, it works. Fantastic. That's absolutely it. And I never try and change anybody's technique, the way they sit, when they sit. I never try. I will try and guide you if you're struggling with a particular part of that, but I will never ever try and change the way you work. That is totally, totally wrong. So, yeah, so what works for you is very important. So the energy that you are connecting with and merging with, okay, that energy will try and communicate with you in a number of different ways. As that mergence happens, you may well sense male, female, you may well sense mum, dad, you may well see that image. And the image that you are seeing is a thought projection of how they looked in body. It is not real. It is not solid. A lot of people struggle because they're not seeing this, they're not seeing that. You are merging with energy, no different than your thoughts are energy. So you are merging with thought, energy, to get that image. They are kind of, if you like, projecting how they looked in body. They need to do that, obviously, if you are doing readings for friends or if you're doing it as a profession. Obviously, they need to be able to tell you and show you sometimes who they are for the sitter. And as I've said before, if you sat there with that energy in light form, in energy form, and if that was close to you and you sensed it and could even see that light form, that energy, you may well sense from that mum, dad. You may well sense from it a name. And hearing, spirit, is a sense, not the same as hearing as we hear now. So there's that energy, that light form, that love and that light of that soul is merging with your energy. You will start to pick up thought, and in that thought you will pick up imagery. They will project to you how they looked in body. They may well project to you other things, maybe their home, maybe an occasion that was important to them. These are all being projected to you and given to you for you to pass on to the person who sat with you. We are not looking for anything solid here. That is not the case. We will not hear with the ear. We do not see with the eyes. And no different than when you maybe sat down and you're thinking about something. You may well be thinking of somewhere where you visited that day, and in your mind's eye you are seeing it. That image is there. So as spirit, remember things, that times they spent with the loved one that is sat in front of you. As they recall things, that recalling of their thought, if you like, that memory is being projected through into your energy. You are sensing that, you are picking that up, and you are giving it to your sitter. So it's like a triangle in a way, isn't it? So that thought pattern, if you like, that consciousness, that energy that is drawing close to you, that is right by your side as you're given a reading, is giving these images to you. You are taking those images within your energy field, and then you are passing those on to your sitter. So you've got that energy is working through, if you like, three of you. So it's important, just that foundation of understanding what it is you are trying to achieve will help you on that journey. It is blending of energy, blending, if you like, of thought. Consciousness in its energy form exists outside of the body. And all we are doing is we are opening up that line of communication through that process of blending of energies. So your soul, your energy, like I have said a million times, your energy, your soul, that spirit within self is your tool, because that is what you are using. You are kind of not blending with self, because that's already part of who you are, but you are in a way linking with the source of energy that flows through you, that is within you, that soul, that spirit. So that's why we talk about getting to know self and working with self. We are getting to know self, and that self is that energy that is within you, that runs within you, that flows through you. And once we get a grasp of that, that is our tool for the blending technique with that, as we expand that energy, blending that with the energy that surrounds us, spirit, their conscious energy. And obviously our light will attract the light of the sitter in front of you as they send that thought out for somebody who they would like to communicate with. As they send that thought out, that energy goes out there. Your energy is there. Okay? Spirit, like I said, it's like a magnet, will come in. They know what's happening. They knew well before you did that this was going to happen. This was going to be an opportunity to pass on some messages from them to the loved ones that they've left behind. They are aware when this will happen, and they will be attracted to that light of the medium, hence the importance of you expanding. They are attracted to that expansion, that energy, that light that you're putting out there. It's kind of a flag, if you like, and they are attracted to it. And the more you sit in the power expanding, the more easier it becomes for your helpers to help the energies of loved ones blend with you. Your helpers will pull them in, they will guide them, they will help them communicate with you. So, it's important that you do that sitting in the power. And I will repeat myself yet again, just to bore you a little bit more, but you think nothing's happening. If you are expanding, believe me, spirit are there. You are noticed. They will pick up on your intent, they will pick up on your energy, and they will be working with you. Your little human mind there will be saying, I can't see nothing, I can't hear nothing, I can't sense anything, nothing's happening. What a waste of time this is. Why is nothing happening? What am I doing wrong? That is what your mind will be saying. But all along, spirit are working away. So never think nothing's happening just because your mind says that. The soul itself will be aware of that energy that's around you. It will recognize it and it will work with it. Allow that to happen. I think that's enough for one video for now. But any questions, then please leave a comment. It's just how important it is to have that foundation there of understanding what you are trying to achieve. And like I said, we are all different. Our energies are different. Our energies are at different levels. So we all work differently. One medium will work in one way, another will work in the opposite way. And nobody has the right to say you are doing that wrong. As long as your intent is there, spirit will work with you. But it has to be the right intent. It has to be from the soul, not from the mind. You will never work as a medium through your mindset, if you like. You have to have that grip of self, that soul, that energy that is within you and flows through every living thing. You need to understand it, be aware of it, and use it as your tool. It is you. That is who you really are. Anyway, enough said. So please like if you like, and subscribe, and have a lovely evening. I'll put a link down to Patreon if you're interested. Obviously, entirely up to you. I'll answer comments on it if you're stuck with anything. But like I said before, I teach differently. May not suit everybody, and that's absolutely fine. But I'm looking for people like in the old days, I guess. I'm trying to get people to understand mediumship, how it used to be, with plenty of sitting for spirit, the right intent as well. I'm trying to bring the good old days back, and I'll keep at it. All the best. Have a lovely evening, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.